What's up, guys? You read it right. 7 books in 7 weeks. Today we're going to dive into what those books were and one tidbit or lesson from each one that I want to share with you guys. So maybe you will be inspired to read something for yourself. Let's get into it. Book number 1, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. Kiyosaki, that's how you say it. I just don't want to be disrespectful. Awesome book, recommended to me by a friend. To kind of give you the biggest point, well, it's not fair to say biggest point. The point that was most impactful to me is invest in your financial education if you wish to be rich. Don't focus on amassing money. Money is temporary. Financial education is permanent because being broke is only a short-term thing. If you have the financial education to go get more money and learn how to make that money work for you, then you will be rich for life. That is book number 1. Totally check it out. I actually listened to it, and it's an awesome listen if you prefer to listen to books instead of read them. Book number 2, Art of War, Sun Tzu. I think. I don't want to mess that up again. Don't want to be disrespectful of names. Another awesome book. I've heard a few proverbs and phrases from the book. It essentially goes through combat, warfare tactics at a very high level and in a very wisdom-focused kind of thing. I also listened to this on Audible, so it wasn't read by Sun Tzu, who lived hundreds and hundreds of years ago, but I still got a lot out of it. Favorite point out of that is always leave your enemy a golden bridge. Now, what this means in warfare is if you have more numbers, say twice as many people in your army, do not force them to fight. Give them a chance to surrender or use a golden bridge to escape. Because if you force them into a corner and force them to fight, they will. And yes, you might win, but not without taking a lot of losses yourself. How this translates into real life. If you're in a conflict with your significant other, with your friend, your sibling, your parents, and it's going back and forth in this heated argument or fight of any kind, until someone steps back and says, you know what, I'm going to give this person the golden bridge to escape, step out of this conversation, you're only going to keep diving into a worse spot. If you force someone down with horrible backstories or insults or whatever, it'll come just as hard back at you, and you both end up getting crushed instead of both surrendering in the situation. That's book number 2. Book number 3, Fahrenheit 451, Ray Bradbury, classic. Now, this is an older book. It was put out in... originally, the first copyright was 1950. That's a while ago, 70 years now. Timeless. That book's also awesome. I don't want to say anything too much to give it away because I definitely encourage you to go read it. However, the point that I kind of got out of it is not to appreciate reading and don't get too caught up in the speed of how fast life is going. That's all I'm going to say. Book number 3. Book number 4, No Excuses, Brian Tracy. Now, Brian Tracy is a life coach, strategy coach, motivational speaker, that kind of area. This book was awesome. It has 21 chapters on how you can apply self-discipline to different areas in your life to achieve the goals you want, the relationships you want, the fitness you want, everything. Maybe everything is overgeneralized, but it's really cool. He gives a lot of cool goal-setting techniques, one of which I'm going to share with you right now. Basically, what you do is you write down 10 goals you'd like to achieve in the next 12 months. From there, you pick one of the 10 that you want the most badly. Or if you could have a magic wand waved and have it tomorrow, what would it be? Then on a separate piece of paper, write that goal at the top of that paper with major definite purpose. That is your purpose. That is what you're grinding towards. That's what you're trying to get after. From there, you want to write down everything you could possibly think of that will either get you that goal, take you in the direction of that goal, or just put you in the right mindset to hit that goal. I'm talking 20, 30, 40, 50 things down. And then from that point on, every day, take one step, however small, towards that goal. And in no time at all, you'll have exactly what it is that you're after. Brian Tracy, No Excuses. $7 at Barnes & Noble. Whew. Get on that. Now to kind of take a different change of pace, fantasy novel, Brent Weeks' last book in the Night Angel trilogy, Beyond the Shadows. This is a series that I absolutely loved. Again, recommended to me by a friend. They're very kind of epic 600-page novels that I really enjoy, but that can be a lot to dive into if you haven't read in a while, you're trying to get back into reading. However, they kind of make the point that love trumps all. and that's a little bit cliche sounding, mostly because it is, but ultimately, when you're going through hardship, when you're grinding, when you're down, even when you're happy, relying on the people that you love and care about will always take you through that and is the strongest positive emotion you can really feel. That is book number 4. 5? 4. 5. Book number 5, or possibly 6, because I'm doing this all in a few takes. I don't really know. Exactly What to Say, Phil M. Jones. Awesome. Another hour listen on Audible. I'm sure, I don't know how many pages it is in book form, but if you prefer that, definitely go get it. Basically, the book is 35 or 6 phrases that you should use, mostly focused on salespeople, but just in general, that directly go into people's subconscious to make them feel an emotion just based on a few magic words that you're saying. It's awesome. Really quick, will definitely make your communication skills better. Go check that one out. However you're gonna get it, just consume that. Epic. Book number 6. I think we got one more. Last but finally not least, drum roll please. Leadership Strategy and Tactics, Jocko Willink, who was a Navy SEAL, worked his way up the chain of command, was in a lot of different positions. He now does business consulting as well as consulting for the military on leadership advice and tactics. Awesome book. That was about an 8-hour listen on Audible. Another listen. I like to do other things while I'm listening to books, write down the notes as they come. One of the biggest takeaways that I got from that book that I want to share with everybody, because I think this can apply to anyone no matter what situation, leadership role they're in or not. There's no such thing as a bad team. There's only a bad leader. That being said, a team can be great without having a great leader. Just because the leader supposedly sends out the commands and is supposed to be looked up to, if you have a bad leader, someone who can't give out commands to help bring people towards our end vision or to see the strategy through, you always can step up and be the leader in a group, whether you're formally recognized as it or not. So always do the best for yourself, for your team, for the people you care about, and be humble about it. That's Leadership Strategy and Tactics, Jocko Willink. Check it out. So that's all I got for you guys today. I banged out 7 books in a week. Why, you might ask? Well, got all this time on my hands, spent the first couple weeks of quarantine playing video games and making these videos, but mostly playing video games. I said, why not learn something? You know what I mean? Why not get out there, learn something? So that's what I did. The books were great. I definitely recommend reading. It's an awesome activity. You can learn so much for just $15. Affordable, and even if that seems steep, there's actually a lot of online library sources. There's a lot of stuff on sale because of the quarantine and people struggling financially. I definitely encourage you to go on and try to find something that appeals to you, whether it's nonfiction, fiction, a cooking book, it doesn't matter. Go and get after it. Thank you for clicking on this video. Make sure to subscribe for more action. Got more life stuff, more comedy, more motivational everything coming your way. Have an awesome day. Peace out, YouTube.